All right, let's get back to the kitchen. John is there with the executive chef, Ian Clark from Harry's Continental Kitchen. John?
Always have a pleasure with Ian in the kitchen. Thank you for coming in today, sir.
Always a good time. Thanks for having me,
Always
John.
love the food out there, too, by the way.
It's pretty good, isn't
stuff. It sure is. And you're cooking up fried green tomato. You know, when I first heard about fried green tomatoes, I thought it was a special kind of tomato.
Nope. Just an unripened tomato.
Unripened tomato. From any market, you can get green tomatoes.
Any market, usually, believe it or not, the unripened tomatoes are more expensive than the ripened tomatoes.
Isn't that weird?
Just for this reason.
Huh, about that. So this is, I guess, a traditional Southern dish. Tell us how you're kind of mixing it up a little bit.
Well, this is going to go over a Brussels sprout and jicama slaw with a hot bacon and roasted ginger dressing.
Ooh-wee, that sounds
I had
good.
made over here.
Oh, my goodness.
So these are just slices of green tomato that you dredge in flour first, then egg, and then breadcrumbs.
Okay. Looks like you're using panko there.
This is panko, yes. And have a pan nice and hot. You want the oil around 350 degrees. It might splatter a little bit when you put it in. That's just the moisture from the tomatoes leaching out into the oil.
I have read some things about when you deep fry something, you should not let the oil smoke. Is that right?
You don't want the oil to smoke.
That's
if the oil's smoking, it's too hot. Oil will smoke around 400 degrees. 350 degrees is pretty much the ideal temperature for frying.
Okay.
If you're going to pan fry, you can go a little lower than that just because you're not submerging it completely in oil. You want to do it on both sides.
Okay.
So right here, I just got some Brussels sprouts fresh from the market, and I'm just going to shave up a little bit. And this is going to be the base to the coleslaw. And then I have jicama, which is this white root right here.
That is a delicious vegetable that I don't think we eat enough of in America.
A lot of people don't even know about it.
Right.
It's actually from Mexico. It's like a Mexican turnip, pretty much. Super healthy.
Has kind of a little apple flavor in it, I think, maybe?
Kind of a little apple. It's almost like radish.
Yeah.
Only not quite as bitter.
Not without the pepper kind of
Yeah,
sting
without
to
the
it.
pepper, with like that arugula bite that you get from it.
It's good stuff.
And to do that, all we're going to do is shred it with a box grater, nice and simple. I'm going to check on these tomatoes. They should be getting a little longer.
Yeah, getting there.
So then I have a bowl here, which I'm just going to put all this shredded Brussels sprout in.
Okay.
Maybe do one more. And then I'm going to do the jicama on the box grater, mix that in there, and then I got that hot bacon dressing. And to make that, all it is fresh bacon. You dice it up, and then you render it down, get the bacon crispy, and then add some red onion, add red wine vinegar. The rest of the ingredients are on the website.
You know, my wife and I were having this discussion the other day. Do you think the best way to cook bacon is in an oven or in a fry pan?
Depends on if it's frozen or not.
What? Tell me more about that.
If your bacon's frozen, you're better off cooking it in the oven.
Oh.
Just because, number one, the splash factor. You don't want to get splattered a lot because there's still all that moisture in the bacon from being frozen. And number two, if you bake it in the oven when it's frozen, it'll stay flat. It won't get all curled up and crispy like when you do it in the pan. Because it started out frozen and it takes longer to cook, but it stays flat, and that's how you get all those picture-perfect pieces of bacon.
How about that? So if it's room temperature in the skillet is probably the better way to go.
Skillet's fine.
Well, you learn something every day. There you go.
So then I got this Brussels sprout, jicama. Gonna mix this vinaigrette in there. This has roasted ginger, which is something we just started doing at the restaurant. It's kind of different. Gives it a little spice, and we roast the ginger off whole. I mean, skin and everything in the oven for about an hour, and then hit it in a food processor, or RoboCoupe is what we use, and it gives it a real distinctive flavor.
Well, we got about 15 seconds left. We have a final product that's already done. I'll let you finish this up while I remind everybody that the recipe's on our website, mysuncoast.com. Click on the dining button. That'll take you right there. I noticed you finished it off with a kind of aioli there.
Yeah,
is that
this
what
is
it
a
is?
roasted red pepper aioli.
And the recipe for that is also on the website?
That's on the website. That's real simple to make. It's just roasted red bell peppers, some mayonnaise, salt, pepper, and put it all in a food processor.
Oh, look at that. Man, that looks good. Be sure and get the recipe, and I can't wait to get a fork because I'm tucking into this. Ian, thanks so much for coming in today. Sure do appreciate it. We'll be right back.
Take care.